Here is the biggest reason you should do a final walkthrough. Hi, I'm Justin Bringus with the Bringus Home Team powered by Signature Real Estate. And today we're going to talk about the number one reason of why you should do a final walkthrough and what the consequences of not doing a final walkthrough may be. So just recently, last week, we closed on a property. And my buyers and I in the state of California, 5 days from closing, you're allowed to do a final walkthrough. The purpose of the final walkthrough is to ensure that the home is in the same condition as when you went into escrow. Also, to make sure that repairs have been made. So we head over to the house to do the final walkthrough, only to come to the realization that the heater is no longer turning on. Now, in the state of California, you must have heat on a house. So our inspector, when we had gone through the home originally, was not able to get the heat on because the seller had turned the gas off. So the seller turned on the gas, lit the pilot light, and the heater was working. The lender sent over an FHA appraiser who also verified that the heat was working. And when the appraiser came over, the heat was working. So fast forward, we're a few days away from closing, and the buyer and I head over for our final walkthrough, only to realize now that the heater is no longer working. We called the seller. They informed us that the gas was turned back off. And that's another story for another video, guys. Side note, during the time of escrow, all utilities must remain on, but we'll get to that at a later date. So we called the seller and the listing agent, I should say, and let them know that the heater was not powering on, was not working. So they called the gas company to come over. The gas company came over and actually red tagged the heater, meaning that the heater was not venting properly and was allowing carbon monoxide to come into the house. So the gas company refused, and a good thing that they did, to turn on the heater. So we got back on the phone with the listing agent, and I'm gonna tell you, good relationships and good agents and good sellers help make this industry a much better industry to work in. And thankfully, they did the right thing by calling an HVAC company out, and we were able to get my buyer a brand new heater. Now, had we not done that final walkthrough and we had closed escrow, it kind of could have been a he said, she said at that moment, and getting that heater replaced could have been much more difficult. Secondly, in the same home, the oven, although it was turning on, was no longer heating. So we found a second issue. And again, guys, during escrow, this was working fine. The heater was turning on after, again, not during the inspection, but afterwards. We verified that with the gas company and verified it by us going over there and using it. The stove was in working condition, as by our inspector that found that it was working, and as well as the appraiser. But again, here we're doing our final walkthrough and this is no longer working. So we were able to negotiate with the seller. The seller gave the buyer the funds to replace the oven. And again, had we not done the final walkthrough, could have been a he said, she said, they might have referred us back to the home warranty company. So because we did a final walkthrough, my buyers were not only able to get a brand new heater installed in the home at no cost to them, but they also got a brand new stove. Thankfully, everything else checked out. And unfortunately, sometimes those types of things happen. It's not malicious. Nobody intended for those things not to work. But that is the importance of a final walkthrough, to ensure that the home is in the same condition as when you went into escrow, i.e. no new broken windows or holes in walls, and to make sure things like that were working. And then last, to make sure any repairs that the seller agreed to repair through escrow, that those repairs have been made. I'm Justin Bringus with the Bringus Home Team powered by Signature Real Estate. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, reach out to me, message me, comment below. I'd love to help you. I hope you guys have a great day.